universalautomation.org. It's about sharing a technology, a shared runtime execution engine.
We call it a game change in the automation because we have first one technology which is based on the IEC 64099, which is the standard which aims at decoupling hardware and software.
Hardware itself is becoming very, very performant in terms of processing and CPU power, and the future is more and more about software.
This approach is really a winning approach because it's very, very flexible. You develop the application once and you can reuse in each different configuration.
That's exactly what Universal Automation and 61499 enables, because it brings a new formalism for developing software, which is object-oriented in nature, and which allows deployment over distributed hardware for the actual final control system. So let's say that it's a marriage made in heaven.
So if I want to make more conscious decisions based on my business data, which also come from the automation level, I need universal automation to get this data in an efficient way and with the right engineering efforts on the level when I can do and run the analytics.
Offers are available, not just from Schneider Electric with EcoStruxure Automation Expert, but also from Advantech, from Stahl, from ESA in Italy, and from other companies.
Advantech is growing really, really fast. And I believe if you want to keep on growing in the next future, you need to be able to innovate. And when I see universal automation approach, it is exactly the way of innovation we need to go with.
Most of our customers from process automation are pretty conservative, so never change a running system. But now we see a new generation coming up, what is used to new technologies, and they are open to test, to try these new functionalities. And I think most of them pretty well understand the advantages on this. I'm doing this now for 20 years, and I think over the years, this is the most exciting changes.
And from my experience, I see that in the IT, for example, there has been a big revolution. And I expect the same in automation. I don't know when it will happen. Probably takes a little bit of time, but probably a revolution will come.
Hi, good day, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm happy to welcome you to this new release of the UAO Goes Live. I hope that you had a nice and proper summertime and that you could enjoy it. But now we have the next releases coming on. And we do have today the company Aimirim having a great news. Because they will show us a bit more about what they have been doing, and especially in relation with the UAO runtime together with the 4diac IDE. So I'm happy to welcome on stage Renato. Hi, Renato.
How are you?
Hi. Yeah, we are having some technical troubles with the muting. Hi, Renato. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, good. I'm happy to have you again. Huh? It was not so long ago that you were presenting us a bit more about your company, and now you came back with a breaking news in July, I think. Huh?
Yes, I'm happy to be here again. We're gonna show some contribution that we have been doing to the community and also to 4diac. It's a contribution that allows you to use the software 4diac IDE from Eclipse Foundation together with UAO runtime.
Okay, Renato, let's move maybe to let's introduce a bit your company, your startup, to know a bit what you are doing, because I'm not sure that all the viewers are. Do know what and who Aimirim is. So let me start the presentation and go ahead and I'll introduce Aimirim.
Okay, thank you. So we're calling this presentation as the Unveiling Innovation number 2 because we did one before. But today we're going to talk specifically about this plugin that I just explained. So the brief introduction, we are a startup, we are from Brazil. We started exploring the industrial market in 2016, but we have more than 10 years on 61499 experience, and we have some real world cases. We have software-defined industries running full with 4diac and 61499 standard, and since we joined Universal Automation, we started this kind of contribution. Our company are made from engineers, PhDs, and very young and talented people that helps us on this journey, okay? So we work basically with the full path for industrial digital transformation. It's about how to face this market that is full of the biggest engineering consultancy companies in the world, and of course, the biggest clients in the world. So we do it all the time, and we feel very comfortable to deal with the 61499 standard to help the market, to help the community, to help our clients, okay? I will start just showing a little bit about the product architecture that we have. So we have a full platform where we join IT services with OT integration. So we start integration with the 61499, and then we unlock the data from industry, and with this data we can take a lot of decisions, such as real-time optimizations, advanced process control, full machine learning recommendation system, data collection with full scalability for cloud services. We have IoT management services. We have digital twin for recipes, for example, managing based on cost functions, and we have specifically data analytics for industrial operations. This is the business architecture of our product. So on the left side, you're going to see something that might be interesting for IT people that are kind of used to it, but then we coupled how the edge devices with the 61499 can be managed and can also be integrated with the IT architectures. On the right side, it's a little bit more a drawing that will make it clear to people from automation, from OT, to understand how this architecture works with our products. You can see our products on this architecture, okay? To make all these softwares that we go to market, we have a test bed in our company. This is the first version of our test bed. We use this test bed to test products, and we use this test bed to form our engineers on 61499. So this is the first version of our test bed before we joined Universal Automation. What you can see here, please, can you go back, Pedro? What you can see here on this first version are full of Raspberry Pi hardwares and some other controllers that it's full embedded with our software. But then now on the version number 2, we have this new test bed with more space, and this is a multi-vendor test bed. So on this space here, we're gonna have more vendor hardwares, but the conceptual thing is the same. You can see here that you have an SRock baseboard that we use on our Aimirim case. So this is the Aimirim Edge device. We don't produce the baseboard, we just use the baseboard from SRock. You have also an SRock hardware that it's able to work with the generative AI. Okay, we can train models on the cloud and then use this model on this GPU on the edge. You can also have a Raspberry Pi, you have an edge gateway, and you have an Advantech hardware here also, and a TC Lab module. So on this second version on the test bed, you are multi-vendor, and that's what we're going to show with the plugin to you, okay? So you have a basic digital twin that we built inside this test bed that emulates some virtual industry, some virtual facility, because we don't have a facility to us. We are a startup, then we have to build this kind of digital twins to create our models, to create our softwares, okay? So a brief about the plugin. This is the release on the 4diac website. This shows a little bit the reason why we decided to build this plugin. We feel like we are experienced using the 61499 standard, so we realized that it would be easier to us to make this plugin to connect 4diac to UAO. And this is a good thing for 4diac, and this is a good thing to UAO. That's what we believe, because this will help. This will help to have more opportunities to more startups and to new talents. That's why we did that. Okay, so thank you for this time. And now Pedro will show a real-time application of the plugin.
Hey, hello everyone. So what I'd like to show you first is, before we dive into the plugin usage, is a little bit about the environment we've built for this demonstration. Okay, so in our test bed, wait, let me get a pointer here. In our test bed, we assembled a system with 4 DCNs. Okay, everyone is running UAO runtime. So the first DCN has this blue project over here, is a Raspberry Pi. It's running a virtual plant, that digital twin we just showed you about. Next to it, we have an SRock board running UAO runtime as well. This DCN run this yellow project that is an advanced process control project. It is connected to the virtual plant, to the digital twin of the boiler with OPC UA. Then we have an Advantech hardware that is using this pink project over here. That's a PID project. And it is connected in the field bus to the TC Lab module that you saw earlier. It has a heat source and a temperature sensor, and this is connected using the Modbus RTU protocol in the field bus. Joining everything together, we have a UAO runtime that runs on our Aimirim Edge Gateway DCN. This runtime here is the same as the other runtimes, but the project is a little bit different. It doesn't get deployed by any of the EAE or the 4diac. So this project over here, the gateway project that runs here, it gets built and deployed by our SARIP service. So it's built and deployed automatically according to what I set up on our Tupana Cloud platform. So I set up things there, SARIP understand it, build the gateway project, and deploy on the UAO runtime to connect everything together and see the data on the cloud. Okay, now let's go into some hands-on. So where you can find the plugin, okay, so as Renato said, you have a couple of announcements on the 4diac and the UAO posts. This both has link for the GitHub repository where the software is hosted. So first, let's go and install things. Let me show you guys what this looks like. Okay, so this is the GitHub page of the plugin. And here you will find the documentation that shows you how to install things. So the steps I'm about to perform, they can all be found in this installation document. Let's click on it. So here it's full of screenshots so you can install things properly. And let's download it to install it really on 4diac. So go to the releases page here. So the plugin has 2 releases right now, one for version 3 of 4diac and one for version 2. For this demonstration, I'm using the version 3, okay? And let's go ahead then and download. So right click on this snapshot, this is the plugin. So it's downloaded. Now let's install it. Let me close things a little bit here. Let's open 4diac now. Okay, there it is. Now, to install the plugin, you just go here in Help, just open 4diac, go in Help, and install new software. And this pop-up will show up. You click in Add, Archive, and just select that plugin you just downloaded. Right, open, Add, and here it will appear that this is part of Aimirim plugins for 4diac, and this is the UAO deployment plugin. So you go Next. It's getting the dependencies right. It's calculating requirements. Okay, now you see the version of the plugin installed. Click Finish. You have to sign the certificates for this. You have to trust the dependencies that we're about to install. And now I need to restart. So that's it. That's a pretty simple and straightforward installation procedure for the plugin. There you go. Now let me just get back to the presentation here. Yeah. So first things, we're gonna build and deploy a project, okay, a small project. So my test bed right now is full of running systems. So the first thing I need to do is I need to clean up some DCN. I need to clean up some runtime so you can use it. And then I'm about to create a project. And this project, it aims to connect, this new project, aims to connect with the pink process control here, the Advantech running the control on the temperature here. It will connect to it and change the set point. Okay, that's it is. So let's go to 4diac and make it work. Okay, so first things first, let's open the advanced process control. That's my yellow project that I showed you earlier. That it is. Then I will clean it up. So I'm just click on UAO runtime here. Go here and I will kill the device. So it will just clean up everything that's working on there. Okay. It doesn't show any errors on the screen, so that cleanup was successful. Let me just close this project so I don't get confused. There you go. Now, to create a new project, you right-click on this tree here, go new. Then a project name, I will call it set point change example. It's provisioning it. There it is. Now, first, we go to the system configuration and let's drag here the UAO runtime function block. Okay, this will connect things. So my DCN is running on this IP here, 216, and the UAO runtime is running on this port. Yes. You can see below on the properties of this function block here, the system, that you have the profile. So you need to change the profile here for the UAO. This is changing the communication with the runtime. Okay, so you're going this, let's save it. Now let's go to the system view here, clean project. Now let's build a project here. Let's go for a cycle first. I want to have a 1 second cycle. Then I'm about to, let's read that set point first. So I'm about to call this function block here. Yep, let's read that value. I go to the parameters here. Let me edit this. So my connection string to read that is opc.tcp column / the Advantech hardware IP address, right? So it's 172.16.2.4, and that the OPC UA server port that is running there is 4840. Okay, so let's go here. That's a separator. Now, the variable I wish to read is on the namespace one, and it is a string identification for it. It's called PID dot setpoint. Yep, that's it. Okay, now let's duplicate this function block here. And I want to, let me rename it first to don't confuse, read. Now I wish to write on the same variable. And I will change this function block here. Let's change type to the one that writes a real value. Okay, let's start this one with 45, for example. Oh, it's a float, 45.0. Okay, let's connect things now. I will initialize everything, and after the successful initialization, I want to trigger a cycle. Then this cycle, I want to trigger the read function block. I don't want to request a write just yet. Okay, so let's go. I'll select everyone, map them. Now they're mapped to the UAO runtime. And let's go ahead and deploy. So, run as deploy. Okay, that was pretty fast deploy. Now let's watch this function block here. It would advise me to enable the monitoring. Yes, please do that. Okay, there it is. Let me watch the function block below. It is already deployed on 4diac and it's already deployed on UAO runtime. Let me trigger this initialization here. You see good, and you see 35 as the current set point. Okay, to show a little better the view of this, let me just open the platform. Okay, so you guys can have a clean view about what I'm about to do. Okay, so we have a user prepared for this. Okay, the current service is only Saripi services, and we are monitoring the real process then. There you go. That's the set point is 35. The temperature is here and there, here and there, here and there. Okay, now let's go here in my screen. Let's force some value here. Let's say 65.0. And let's request this right here. Trigger it. Okay, you see here on the read block that it goes, and on the platform that is a cloud platform, you just saw the step on it. Here below, you just see the PID is working, so it jumps the control to 100% to heat everything up, and this temperature should start rising anytime soon. Yeah, you see here. So I'm not gonna take you over this whole process of heating here because it might take some time, so just working. Hey, let's come back here. Cool. Now that works, that a small project works, we're gonna deploy back what it was there. So it was a full APC project. Okay. So this APC project is controlling the virtual plant, the digital twin of that boiler, and we'll deploy it back here on the ASRock board, that yellow project, and we're gonna watch everything going in here in the advanced process control. We can change things if you want to, if we had the time yet. So let's go and do this. So first, let me disable the monitoring of our system here. Okay, then let's kill things to, let's kill that. Okay, there it is. No error on screen, so it works. I will close this project so I don't get confused again. Open it up, the advanced process control. So this project here was ready, right? It's what I already built. You have the read, you have the scales, thing for the controls, and you have the write back. Everything is already built here. So I'm just going to go ahead and deploy this just like it is. Run deploy. This takes longer to deploy. Obviously, it has way more function blocks. Okay, there it is. Let's just watch it here, see if we are getting things running. Enable monitoring, please. Yep, the control is on manual mode and it's receiving requests. So right now it's just this. We can see in the platform. Oh, you see the temperature got there. Let's go back here in dashboards and go to virtual process. Here you see. So this is currently on manual, right? And the pressure is here. So that was it. That was things I was to show. I'll just set this control on automatic here, but it's pretty much that.
Okay. So, thank you, Pedro. Can you go back to the presentation where are our contacts there?
Great. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Renato, for this great presentation. I suppose we can go now to the question and answer because I've seen that some questions came through the chat. So I will just flash them and then we go to them one by one. Let's start with the question from Kodanda. What was the need to choose different vendor controllers to program different applications? Did we have any specific advantage? Renato or Pedro, who wants to take that one?
Yes, there's not specifically a will to talk about any kind of advantage. We just wanted to show that you can build a real multi-vendor case, so you are not locked, and we are showing this working. So it's kind of showing to you like how can you connect different devices in the same project and it will work. That's
Six
all we wanted to say.
614.99 is all about portability, so that's it.
Good. I think that's a good answer, and that's what we are basically expecting with Universal Automation at work, because why we have done this international nonprofit association is to share one common technology and to be able to enable this portability and this independence of the software from the hardware. So that's a good point. I have a next question, but it was linked more to when you were programming, Pedro, or at least showing on the IDE what you were doing. And at some point, this question came: how are your connection between IDE and the yellow hardware? So I think that was the part where you were showing a bit the OPC UA connection.
Yeah, my connection to the yellow project, the yellow project there is the plugin that does, right? So that's it connects to the UA runtime to deploy it. But inside the project, okay, so the yellow project, it has the OPC UA connection.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's a good answer for that. Next one I see is that one, which is a question. This plugin can deploy basic function block, composite, and so all the function block type to the UA runtime. So that's a question from Kun.
Yes, so this question about this release, it's not already able to deploy basic function blocks or composite function blocks. Probably it will be able on the next release that we're gonna do in some months.
Okay.
Although the standard ones, that one that comes with the standard, like the cycle that I just showed up, is a composite function block that it can't be deployed. Okay, but those composites, then those basics that you made yourself, that's going to be on the next release.
Good. I see some other questions are coming. Let me add Felipe as well. Okay. How do the performance and feature sets of the UA runtime and the 4diac Forte runtime compare when it comes to real-time industrial automation applications? Do you have some feedback on those?
I think this is a question to Felipe, I don't know.
Yeah, let me just put Felipe a bit bigger.
First. So let me read again. Set the features runtime for your current time. To perform these features. Well, if I understand well, are you asking about the real-time applications using this runtime? Well, this is as Pedro showed to us. He's running advanced control that can run as fast as you can. And the runtime, it's able to run, for example, mode operative control in the scales of milliseconds. Then this is just depend of the power of your hardware, and the hardware usually in this kind of application is destined just to control your plant and have just the runtime to ensure that the real time this application will run as fast as possible. I think that
Yep.
right.
We have some real applications we've done before with 40 runtime, and we got this larger optimization algorithms, like big variables, reading process variables from everywhere, and optimization things to generate more energy, for example. And for this large sets, it just runs on a big old bone hardware, that's smallest hardware there, and it just runs satisfactorily. Uh, with the UAO runtime, we tested our process control, right? Our MPC block on both runtimes, and they both run way fast on the Exxon testbed.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. I see another question from Bill. So Bill Leiden is asking, real-world performance is always a project risk. Has your group benchmarked performance of your APC running on various platforms, and have you created a benchmarking application?
Yes, this is a very good question. It's always a challenging thing to create a product that will connect to real-world industries. So that's what we do. And of course, it's always a challenging thing also. How can you test your technology before going to this real world? So we are engineers. We have a background from academy, and we have very good formation. And from this very good formation, we built our digital twins that we could test the technology before going to production. But of course, one day we have to go this technology on the industries. Then we established partners in Brazil that allowed us to test the technologies in a controlled environment under supervision. So on the beginning, 10 years ago, it was all tested on real-world facilities under the supervision of me, Felipe, and the client. And then what I can say to you is that today we have more than 60 real-world applications on real facilities, on real industrial processes, and we are performing pretty well with good return over investment for all of our clients. So that's the way we started this startup. I know sometimes it seems to be kind of not possible to start this kind of technologies on such big industries, but we started and we're going our way.
Good. Another point. So maybe related to previous question, perhaps could be interested to further test with various example applications with different complexity and scale to see if the current implementation can cope with it. Yeah, so sure. I mean, further tests can always be done, and can always have a look at how they perform. I see another comment from Jaiv, which is an answer to Victor Canosa. So I don't see his name, but I assume this is one of the questions which came previously. So personally, I never use the word real time, but always the right time. It's a combination of factor, number of hardware, kind of machine processes you are running, way of coding, yes. we can only agree with that comment. So I see now another question. What specific benefits does the UAO runtime provide for real-time industrial application? And how does membership in UAO Aimirim enhance the overall experience and capability for the users of UAO runtime? So I could maybe answer on the UAO part, and then I let you guys answer on the Aimirim part. So I mean, becoming a member of UAO, so it all depends if you are a user of automation, if you are a vendor of automation, if you are part of the academics as well. But let's say that all those group of people are influencing the way the UAO runtime is further developed, maintained, now taking decision on the feature and the next implementation, which is done with the technology. So if you wish to influence, let's say, the direction in which the UAO runtime is going, then that's the only way to do that is by becoming a member of universalautomation.org. But then, depending on if you are a technology vendor of automation solution, for example, and you wish to acquire the technology to port it onto your own hardware, then the only way is by becoming a member of universalautomation.org, so that you can get access to this runtime, which is common to all platforms, as was demonstrated by Aimirim. And then your product become a universal automation product. So that's let's say that's kind of platforming as well activity. If you wish to invest in that field, but you don't want to bear by yourself all the investment of R&D to deploy in 6.99, then that's a good way to do it. But then maybe I don't know, Renato, on your personal experience with the UAO membership, what can you say something more? What does UAO bring to Aimirim as a company?
Yes, I will talk a little bit before becoming a member. I will explain why we are using the 614.99 standard. So when we started going to real-world applications, there were a challenging thing about integrating some software that we could develop to some automation, some real automation. So the best way we realized to do that was through the 614.99 standard. That's why we started using it, and all of our projects are based on it. So after some years, we have met the UAO community, and we felt like happy that a great community with a lot of users and companies and vendors that understood the same thing that we did 10 years ago. That's why we joined the UAO, because now we feel like we are connected and the community is growing. We have a chance to collaborate and see things growing together. And also we expect to grow, and we expect everybody to grow there. That's why we are there.
Yeah, that's quite important. I will just share. I see that John Conway just made a comment as well, which I think is interesting to share. That the UAO runtime was also created to add some additional must-have functionalities required in the industry, such as online change of a running controller. So I think there's a discussion running on, and this is good. This is good. This is what we are looking for in this live, to have some discussions. I see maybe one last question before we close the session. What are the key advantages, feature and advantages of the Euro runtime compared to the 4diac Forte runtime in the context of industrial automation? And how do these differences impact performance, scalability, and integration capabilities? So, yeah, have you maybe seen that, Felipe or Pedro?
Well, the key features and advantages of UAO compared to 4diac runtime. Well, it's not so simple to answer this question so fast, but there are difference in the architecture of these two runtimes, and each one have your particular advantage. And we have used a lot of, for example, Forte runtime, and now we use UAO runtime, but we can ensure that the two, yeah, it's possible to develop any kind of application, and you can reach your performance and scalability because it's based on the concept of software defined, where you decouple the software from hardware. Then you can deploy independent of hardware that you need. For example, you have hardware that have, for example, IE accelerator. Then you can deploy function blocks that can use AI accelerators on the shop floor, for example. Then this is a question that need more time to answer, but I think that it's what I can bring now.
Good. So thank you all for joining us to this today's session of the UAO Goes Live. Thank you, Renato, Pedro, and Felipe for making it and presenting your newest plugin to the community. And for sure, when you have a new release, because from what I understood, you are still working on implementing a further version of this release. You're welcome to present them again to the community, because I think that's a very important topic, and that's very interesting. We see it by the number of questions we had today, which is quite interesting. And I thank all the viewers for making it with us. Please know that we have next sessions of UAO Goes Live in 2 weeks, where we'll have 2 sessions. One session is linked to the new release of the UAO runtime, the v24.0, and another session with the Professor Alois Seutel from GKU University, presenting some research results and how they turned into tools and tool concepts using RC 61499. So it's those are great topics. So I really invite you to come and join them. So for that, just follow the UAO page, LinkedIn page, and you will see all the events happening. And I thank you all and wish you a nice day ahead and a nice afternoon for the rest. See you. Bye bye.
See ya. Bye bye.